Welcome back, Officers Republic. It's your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief AP Gaines. Today we are talking about the most contentious, most drama-filled question that is plaguing the Galaxy of Heroes community these days, and that is Dr. Aphra or Starkiller. Ooh, okay. Starkiller, about to unlock him. Oh my god, I'm so excited. He's so good. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic backbone team and character. Oh, I'm so excited to unlock him. Dr. Aphra, I just unlocked her. Oh my god, what an exciting little backbone team. She's so good. Oh, I'm so happy that I unlocked her. If you guys are wondering, which you shouldn't be unless you're incredibly dumb, they're both very good characters, very good teams, and AP Games loves them both so much. But you guys don't care about what I love. You care about what is correct. So we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to look at the win percentages, the banners, the counters, the farming. We're going to definitively say today which is better, Starkiller, Aphra. Thank you. Subscribe, like, boost ego. Okay, let's start with farming, because farming is a very, very important part of characters like this. So let's go to the journey guide and let's look at Aphra first, because she leads in the alphabetical area. Aphra has 4 requirements. All 4 requirements are required at Relic 5. Very similar to Starkiller. It's almost like they're the exact same event type. Hondo Ohnaka, great character. R5, steep, but he's a great character. Trip, Relic 5, steep, but great character. BT1, oh my god. I have the best BT1 in the game. He's a monster. Oh my goodness. What button do we press? Everyone on stream knows. Everyone on stream who's seen me do this will follow along the verbiage. What do we press? Basic. Why? Because lots of damage. And then every time he gets a turn, what do we press? Basic. Why? Because he's like Dark Trooper except with pew pew pew. And then Sonastaros, who's actually surprisingly, and oh my god, the Datacrons that are out right now are gonna make this kind of annoying, but Sonastaros is actually surprisingly very good. So for our 5 characters, all 4 of them are pretty useful. Let's go over to Starkiller. Starkiller, believe it or not, and this is why this debate exists, 4 requirements at R5. All characters, wait for it. You guessed it, very useful. All right. Dash Rendar, R5. He's good. Kyle Katarn, R5. He's also good. Darth Talon, R5. She's good. Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand. I don't know. Why? Okay. Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand, Relic 5. She's good. All 4 characters are good. All 4 characters help build out other stuff. Some of them, like Mara Jade, are used here. Some have some flexibility. As far as requirements are concerned, I'm gonna give a slight edge to Starkiller. I'm gonna give 0.5 to Starkiller on requirements, simply because I feel like they spread out more. You know. Darth Talon, I'm plugging her into my Malgussi team. Kyle Katarn, he's a flexible Jedi, Rebel, Mon Mothma. He can go anywhere, right? Dash Rendar, he's flexible. He used to have a good Datacron, but since that's gone, he's flexible. And Mara Jade has to go with Starkiller. So I'm going to say Starkiller leads Dr. Aphra by 0.5 in requirements. Total, Starkiller, 0.5. Aphra, 0, because not 0.5. Now let's talk about the teams themselves. I have what they counter and what they beat pulled up. Numbers, GAC, it's a lot of freaking numbers, but let's talk about it. That's my ally tab. If you want a roster view, quickly click the link in the description, join the Patreon, help support me for 16 cents a day, $5 a month. You can message me. There's a great server. That was an unintended plug. I just pressed the wrong button again. I'm very stupid. Unintended plug for the Patreon. Oh my god, can I press a button? What am I trying to press? Collection? Squads. Oh my god, I am an idiot today. Okay, well, it's late. Whatever. All right, so these are generally the free-to-play accessible. These are the normal teams that I would say are pretty common. Obviously, you can flex in and out. Old Ben. Most people don't have Mara, like Visas Mara. Like, there's some wiggle move. Like, maybe you don't use IG-88 moves. You use a different dark. Whatever, right? Let's just use these as constructs for the most common of the teams that you will see here. The Starkiller team and the Dr. Aphra team. All right, so what does Starkiller beat? Or let's say, what beats Starkiller? So let's say you want to play Starkiller on defense. What beats it? Well, unfortunately, General Grievous of any variety beats it for, General Grievous never gets amazing banners, but beats it for, okay, really well. We're talking like mid to high 90s, depending on the lineup of General Grievous and depending on the lineup of Starkiller. You're looking, let's just say 90+% chance to beat Starkiller if he's on defense. General Grievous is clocking in at a very common team to save for offense for most people, especially if you're in the area where you're fighting Starkiller, and it's very commonly known that this is a fantastic Starkiller team. What else beats it? Great banners. I'd say high 80s to mid 90s. We're talking Imperial Troopers, other Starkillers, obviously, but I would say generally General Grievous and a little bit of Imperial Troopers, depending on speed, very much depending on speed. You're going to get pretty dominant wins against Starkiller. Let's go to Aphra. Aphra's on defense. What beats it? Very similar. And this is, I actually like, this is like the JFK Lincoln assassination where like everything is like backwards of each other. Like what beats Starkiller? General Grievous. What beats Aphra? CLS. Like if you look at the Starkiller counter, it's General Grievous. If you look at the Aphra counter, it's CLS. Obviously, both are Core 8 teams. And the JFK Lincoln assassination mumbo jumbo I was talking about is CLS and General Grievous fight each other a lot because General Grievous is a CLS counter. So as far as defense is concerned, it's hard to award points here personally because CLS and General Grievous, and when you're at the point where you're going to be fighting Aphra and Starkiller, are both teams that generally get saved for offense, and both of them are basically guaranteed wins for pretty good banners. You know what? I'm going to be a little unconventional. And just so you guys know, I did not make up my mind about which of these teams is better before I started making this video. I'm doing this live. Like I am assessing the criteria live. So I'm going to say 0.25 points go to Starkiller. So Starkiller is leading 0.75 to 0. And the reason I say 0.25 is because, 0.5 was kind of, it was close, but it was pretty clear that Starkiller led, but it wasn't so dominant that I could award a full point. Here it's like, it's so close, and it's like literally the actually, wait a second, since I am live and this is ADHD Gains, CLS is a very common gas counter. You're at this point, you're fighting backbone teams, gas capping out the Core 8. Do you use CLS for Aphra? Do you use it for gas? What do you do? Oh my god, do you have a bounty hunter team that's correctly modded to snipe gas? I'm going to call this even. I've changed my mind. I'm just going to straight up call this even. Both are suboptimal on defense. Okay, so let's talk about what they beat. Starkiller. What does Starkiller beat here? What is this juicy little semi-bald man doing? Who is he beating? Well, essentially, the Starkiller counter list, or like what he beats, is essentially just a wall of rays. Like, you basically, from what I gather, from at least what people are doing, as far as the entirety, we're looking at SWGO.GG, by the way, it's basically just a ray counter. You start to drop a little bit if you do a Starkiller mirror match, obviously. It does okay against gas, high 80s, but basically you're fighting Ray. As far as Aphra is concerned, it is very similar. Let's click on Aphra because she's beautiful, and I want to press on her. And I took her to R7 and gave her 3 Omicrons, and I have her Datacrons, so she's looking real cute right now. Whereas Starkiller's, what he fights is all Rays. Dr. Aphra, what she fights is all Jabba, right? And this is really weird. As far as mid-game, like 5, 6, 7 million GP, like mid to early end game, you don't see a lot. You don't see a ton of Rays, and you don't see a ton of Jabbas, to be perfectly honest with you. So we're this kind of weird conundrum where you're likely going to be using your Aphra and your Starkiller to beat up stuff that's probably not good enough for it to be beating up. So it's whatever, right? So it's just a list of Jabbas as far as Aphras is concerned. We're looking at, I mean, even without Datacrons, high 90s, mid 90s. Aphra also has small sample size, but it has a 97% win chance against it's an okay Lord Vader team. It's got a 90% win chance against Grand Inquisitor. It beats the Treocron, but not really. But basically, it beats up Lord Vader. It beats up Jabba. And it also beats Rey a little bit. Let's see. We're 76%. Small sample size. I'm not really going to include that. It dominates Mal Gussi, apparently. Apparently, Dr. Aphra dominates Mal Gussi. Beats Gas at a high clip. Beats Starkiller. Wow. There you go, guys. There you go. It just straight up has a 100% win chance against Starkiller. Let's actually go. Does Starkiller beat Afra? Let's see. Has anyone in the world used? Let's actually go to page 2. Has anyone in the world used Starkiller? Oh, Starkiller has a much less Malgussi chance, much worse Treya, and a terrible Jabba. I guess we gotta give. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 0.5 to Afra, so we're tied up at half a point each, as far as offensive. Obviously, she has a Datacron right now, which is good. But from people I've talked to who don't have a Datacron, including myself, I mean, I'm still beating Jabba's just fine in different variants. Like, it's not like, a Jabba with fucking Lobot or whatever. Requirements, Starkiller. Offense, Afra. Defense, kind of shit out of luck for both of them. So what's my final verdict? Because obviously it's tied here, and I didn't make up my mind which of these two teams is better. And at this point, I can't blue ball you because Arnold said Afra, some other content creators said Starkiller. Everyone says it's not close. Everyone holds their opinion to their chest and fucking fights each other to the death about this. I guess if I had to say for sure, which one is better, this is I should have thought about this before I started recording the video. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and then obviously when you're in the comment section, find someone who disagrees with you, and then argue with them so much that they are sad for the rest of the week. Don't actually do that. Man, I kind of. So here's the thing. It's like I'm going to like, as of, well, I guess I could probably just unlock. Oh, I should. Quick aside, remind me to unlock Starkiller in the next 12 hours before GAC locks. Oh man, I'm gonna. I kind of. This is tough. I'm gonna say Afra. She's got she barely, like, I don't know if 0.5 is. She barely loses to requirements because the requirements help her make her team fucking great. God. Starkiller, Afra. Afra has a designated TB. I would say she's better for PvE. Starkiller beats Rey. Afra beats Jabba, Grand Inquisitor, and some other stuff. This is tough. I would say for myself, I'm going to say Afra. For me, for 6 million GP players, I'm going to say Afra. If you're in the Kybers, you likely don't have a Jabba counter. Well, I guess you could have C. That lets you flex C. I definitely 100% should have thought about this beforehand. I'm going to say 6 mil plus Afra, under 6 mil Starkiller. The reason I'm going to decide on this and be a beta cuck and not give you a proper answer is because an issue that I face is having a designated Jabba counter. I can kill Reyes just fine. That's not really a problem. I need a designated Jabba counter. Afra kind of beats the fuck out of everything else. I like that. Sub 6 million GP, you're not going to see Jabba. You're probably going to see way more Reyes than you see Jabba's. And therefore, Starkiller, who leads a little bit in requirements and also is probably going to be a better character for you to fight a Galactic Legend that you likely are going to see more, I would say Starkiller. I know that's kind of a terrible answer, and I probably should have said some more opinionated things to stir up drama and get more clicks. But I'm just going to say, if you hit the end game, it's probably Afra. If you're in the mid game, it's probably Starkiller. Do with that information as you will. I beta cucks rise up. I didn't give you a proper answer because I'm a terrible YouTuber, but as always, I love you, and I will see you later.